The story no one saw coming is already here. In early 2025, while the world was distracted by elections, wars, and celebrity scandals, China and Iran quietly signed a railway agreement that barely made the news. No fireworks, no fanfare, no viral clips, just a simple technical document. But beneath that silence was a move powerful enough to shift the global balance of power for decades. Why the world should care. This isn't just a railway. This is a new world map being drawn in real time. A map of who controls trade, who controls energy, and who controls influence. Whether you live in Africa, Europe, Asia, or America, this deal affects your economy, your fuel prices, your imports, and even the geopolitical conflicts of the future. A new way to control global trade. For 75 years, the rule was simple. Whoever controls the oceans controls world trade. And the United States controlled the oceans. From Hormuz to the Suez Canal to the Strait of Malacca, America's Navy shaped global commerce. If Washington doesn't want your goods moving, they don't move. But China has been preparing for a future where the ocean no longer decides everything. They're rebuilding a world where land routes rival sea routes, and this railway is a critical part of that world. China's master plan and Iran's new importance China's Belt and Road Initiative has already sunk trillions into a new Silk Road. Not camels, but high-speed trains, pipelines, and fiber-optic cables. And in this entire map, Iran sits at the geographical center, a bridge between Asia and Europe, a gateway between the Persian Gulf and Western markets. A nation shut out by sanctions, and therefore open to China's embrace. This deal brings those interests together. What the deal actually includes on paper, it's simple. Connect Iran's 14,000 kilometers of railway to China's Trans-Eurasian network, standardize rail systems, upgrade customs, modernize border logistics, build new ports with Chinese investment, lay digital infrastructure along the route, use yuan and Iranian rial, not the US dollar. What China actually gains is much bigger. A land route that cuts shipping time from 45 days by sea to just 15 days by rail. What Iran gains, a lifeline and a way around the Western economic blockade. The real geopolitical game? China wants security from US-controlled sea lanes. Iran wants freedom from US-controlled financial systems. Together, this railway becomes an alternative energy corridor, a sanctions-proof trade route, a land link from China to the Middle East, a new backbone for China's influence. This is a strategic chess move, not a transport project. How America is reacting, Washington can't ignore this. But America is stuck, too aggressive, and they risk economic war with China. To passive, and they watch their influence crumble. The uncomfortable truth. U.S. dominance has weakened across Central Asia and the Middle East. China doesn't demand reforms. China doesn't lecture about human rights. China just brings money, roads, and railways. That is incredibly attractive to governments worldwide, including in Africa. Will this massive investment work? Economically, it depends. Railways in hostile terrain are expensive, but energy transport is the jackpot. Iran has the world's second largest gas reserves, the world's fourth largest oil reserves. China is the world's biggest importer. Connecting these two by land reduces China's dependency on Western-controlled seas. Even if cargo volume is moderate, the energy security gains alone justify the investment. The hidden digital war. This deal is not only rails and tracks. It includes fiber optic lines, 5G infrastructure, digital customs systems, Chinese standard communication networks. This is China exporting the digital Silk Road, extending its technological reach from Asia into the Middle East, and eventually into Africa. Technology choices today shape alliances tomorrow. Winners and losers of the new trade map winners. Iran's Central Asian transit countries, China, possibly Turkey, and the UAE losers. U.S. influence global dollar dominance countries dependent on old trade routes. Russia's competing rail networks, Afghanistan bypassed due to instability. The sanctions trap. U.S. sanctions on Iran should stop this project, but enforcing them on China is nearly impossible. China is too big, too essential, too deeply tied into global supply chains. We are entering a world where sanctions may no longer function the way they used to. The environmental cost. Railways are greener in the long term, yes, but the construction, devastating. Desert ecosystems, mountain regions, water-scarce Iranian landscapes. Climate change will also hit the railway hard. Floods, heat waves, soil instability. These environmental risks are rarely discussed, but they are real. The human reality behind the mega project. The route passes through regions already known for heavy surveillance and ethnic tensions. Economic development may come, but so may intensified control, displacement, and cultural pressure. Behind every geopolitical headline are real lives, real communities, real consequences. This railway is more than steel and tracks. It's a new chapter in global power, drawn not through wars, but through infrastructure, and the world may never be the same.